Okay, hi, this is Michael Ellis, also known as Elias the Artist, through my alchemy books. Um, I have a little K cup hack or secret. Pro tip, I guess, would be the best description. Because I love coffee, probably as much as anyone else does. And I love saving the planet, and I know that K cups are horrible for the waste that they create, but they're convenient nonetheless. And I do use K cups like most people do because you don't want to make a whole pot of coffee. You just want like a cup or two at a time. And but okay, they're kind of inefficient because you want like a certain amount of coffee, like 1 or 2 cups, but you don't want to make a whole pot of coffee. So here's a K cup hack. Okay, so when you go to make the cup of coffee, you have a selection of well, if you have like a Keurig or something, you have a selection of how many cups you want to make out of the single K cup, or how many ounces rather, not cups. So you put the K cup in, you get your coffee mug under there, and it's like 6, 11, or 6, 8 or 12 ounces or something like that. And you can select 12 ounces, and it'll fill your cup like most of the way. But then you don't have that much coffee as compared to if you pour it out of a pot of coffee. If you have a reasonably big mug, like a clay mug or something that someone handcrafted, or if you have like one of those travel mugs, the like big the big travel mugs, you take in the car or whatever. So this hack is you do twice from the same K cup, and it doesn't taste like brown water because you do um, the highest indication of ounces, and then you do the lowest indication of ounces, and then it fills your cup like to the very top, but not overflowing. If you have like a reasonably sized custom mug or whatever, or if you have one of the travel mugs. So it doesn't taste like brown water because you're not using it twice, which would the second time you go to refill it, it would taste like brown water. But you're using the lowest setting to fill the mug that already has the highest setting on it, and it doesn't dilute it at all because it still has enough grounds in there to make another of the lowest setting. Because I overestimate to fill it with the coffee grounds. So that's a little hack that I have for making, and you can save landfills with this thing. You can like cut your coffee K cup use and whatever. It's like a little like a frugal tip, a frugal tip, or like a pro tip or whatever you want to call it. So I just thought I'd share that with you because I don't know, I think it's awesome and I figured it out. So I want to share to you the pro tip of the K cup magic. So you can like save on landfills. And also here's another pro tip. You can, if you want to use the K cup for its fullest potential, like a recycling and everything, you can peel the aluminum off the top. That aluminum is recyclable, and so is the cup. If you pull the paper filter out, or the fabric filter out, and you can take the coffee grounds and put those in your garden or your house plants. You can mix it with the water that you use to water your house plants, and that is like a foliar feed or whatever. And well, it'll leave like coffee grounds on. It'll leave like coffee grounds on your plants. You can just wash those off with regular water, but you can use it as a feed for your plants at the ground level, and because I don't suggest you actually put the coffee grounds plain on the ground of your plants on the soil directly, because it will like mold over and everything, because it has moisture in it, and it's has nitrogen and sugars and all that stuff, so it'll actually make a mold. But if you mix it in with the soil, that's okay. But I suggest putting it in like a sprayer bottle and mixing it in with the water, and then you use it as like a spray, like for your plants, foliar feed, and that way they get nitrogen and everything out of it. So you can do that with the coffee ground part, or you can put it in a jar and grow mushrooms out of it. That's another cool thing you can do with coffee grounds, or put it in a jar, or put it in a like a 5-gallon bucket if you have a lot of coffee grounds, like you get them from a cafe or something like that, or like a Starbucks or whatever. They give out bags of coffee grounds for people to use in their gardens or whatever. They usually have a little bucket by the door with like prepackaged coffee grounds nowadays. Another thing you can do with the and then you can just recycle the rest of the stuff and throw away the little fabric filter, the little like papery, or not papery, but kind of like cloth like thing. You just rip that out and throw it in the garbage. Everything else can be recycled, so it doesn't end up filling landfills if you bother to take the extra step to do that. So that's your pro tips on K-Cups. Yeah, I actually gave you 3 or 4, I guess. So thanks for watching. This is Michael Ellis, and hopefully we can save the environment, taking a few extra steps with your morning routine. Thanks for watching. This is Michael Ellis.